All right, we are live.
Welcome to the 18th session of the Reclamation of Fal'Eranian. So, at the close of the final session, the previous session, you had reached the largest cave that you have found so far in the Outer Badlands of France. And after defeating the Shriekers and the Basilisk, you had 3 goals. The immediate goal was to rest for an hour to remove your heat stroke. After that, you wanted to explore the remainder of the cave in which you find yourselves. And then you wanted to take shelter for either 1 or 2 days, because currently it is the 4th day of High Spring. Tomorrow, on the 5th, there's going to be a storm. The 6th is going to be windy, but only moderately so. So that actually probably won't affect you too badly. So, to that end, do you wish to? It is about noon right now. Did you guys want to rest for an hour?
Yeah. We still have the heat stroke, and we definitely would want to deal with that first.
I agree. Yeah, Ahane and Alkanar have heat stroke, or
It doesn't actually matter.
yeah. Or rather, they're not exhausted. They're just fatigued.
Yeah, heat stroke. So,
okay. Yeah, we'll rest for an hour just to get ourselves back to.
So enjoying the cool and dark of the side cavern, which has, if you remember, it actually has a deep pool of water around which the Shriekers were growing. Ahane and Alkanar drink deep of the cool, clean water. After about an hour has passed, Ahane says, "I feel much improved. Thank you for the respite."
Indeed, we shall journey on. Do we want to take any trophies from the basilisk? I don't know if their eyes are worth anything. Probably best not to do such a thing unless the eyes are gone dead.
The eyes are no longer powered, so to speak. Ahane asks, "Did you wish to continue to explore the rest of this cave?"
Because we camped on the left side, right?
Yeah, there's a bigger... it goes further back. So, Shriekers, that's where you fought the Basilisk.
Show me that one more time.
So you rested here?
Yes.
And that's where the Shriekers are? The Basilisk, you actually haven't been back here. The Basilisk, you killed the Basilisk right there.
Okay. Yeah, so Mike, it looks like, the Basilisk came down towards us, and then there's a left-hand path and a right-hand path from where the Basilisk came from. The left-hand path opens to a much wider cavern, it looks like.
That certainly can be said of the left-hand path.
It should be. Nature spontaneity.
So today is the hot and calm?
Correct.
Okay.
So we could...
I mean, yeah, we could explore, or we can kind of make our way towards another destination, but what time is it right now?
Noon.
Noon. We could find another location, or we can just hole up here. I mean, there seems to be enough food and water to kind of sustain us for a few days.
Well, and again, like I said, you don't know what else is in this cave.
Right.
Presumably not more goblins or orcs or whatever.
Right.
You would have had to deal with them because you were just sitting around.
I mean, from a knowledge nature perspective in our experience thus far between Alkanar and Callum, what are there any symbiotic relationships with basilisks and other type like scavenger creatures, or would they not go near the basilisks? They would just eat anything.
Make a knowledge nature. Or no, basilisks are arcana, aren't they? They're magical beasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not sure.
All right.
Well, I mean, we're in pretty good shape. I mean, we could explore the rest of the cavern.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I mean, we're not really going to get much further in the rest of the day, and the next day is the storm.
Right.
So,
this is likely a safe spot.
But it's better to clear it out and kind of
Explore.
see where we can go from there.
All right. Well then, yeah. So why don't we venture? Oh, hold on. That is the Greek place.
Nice.
All right. This is Reed.
Sorry, Mike. You have to only vicariously experience our Greek delivery. Weird. So, yo, man, I took our Warhammer Forest out of storage. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
We built it. We didn't finish building it, but I built most of it one day back at your house, back in like 2013.
Yeah, that was like right immediately after we got it.
Yeah, man.
That's also where you got the church, right?
Yep, and the ruined tower.
We're gonna need to get some silverware.
Absolutely. Let me get some plates, napkins.
I will discuss with Mike.
Silverware. Yeah, if you guys want to figure out your marching order, not
Yeah.
necessarily anything you gave, but
So Mike, I have 1 second level spell left and 3 first level spells left, which I can use as like a silent image.
Yeah.
I don't have any other like noise or sound or anything, but silent image can go ahead of us anyway.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll probably want to stick in the back so I can take advantage of my ranged capabilities.
Sure. I mean, Alkanar is now a beefy level 6, so he and Hane can go. Is this big enough for him to be on Joyous?
Mm-hmm.
Or that is yours.
All right, so it will be mounted then.
Yeah. So we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do, but the order will be a Hane and Alkanar with Fledwin and Kellum behind. We'll figure out the exact order. Yeah, and then I think we're gonna use I have 3 first level spells, 1 second level spell.
So, do we want to like wait, eat a minute? Do you want to eat right?
Yeah, I guess we could power through. And just have a general chat if that's all right with you, Mike.
Yeah, sure.
Jordan, the food's here. These are the Humai.
Humai. I don't think they listen to our PETA requests, but so
They might have just given more with what they did last time with 2 guys. We have 5.
they get just 5. That's all right.
So why don't we you want 2? You take 2,
sure, I get.
and then Jordan, I will split 3. Come on.
The humus.
Come on.
How's things in Tennessee, Mike?
Going well.
So you guys are just gonna in marching order. You guys are just gonna advance forward.
What we're gonna do? I'm gonna use a silent image to just conjure some cautious goblins like sneaking into the cave. We'll have to throw a light source behind them using a bullseye lantern. I'll try and massage the image so it looks like they're holding something. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just something to like at least alert whatever's in there that there's other things, that there's things coming. So we'll send those in 30 feet ahead of us, or yeah, something along those lines. Conjure that, and Alkanar will have his Warmax ready to shield up. Hane will be mounted, or I mean, you're in charge of Hane.
Yeah, he'll be mounted.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that sounds about all we really need for, unless there were some other tactics you were thinking of.
No.
Yeah, I think using the silent image is very useful.
Yeah, Cleveland will be holding the bullseye lantern in one hand, and he'll have his
I don't know if you need a knife, but I probably won't.
I appreciate it. And his club in the other. Actually, yeah, I was club in the other.
Alright, yo, can you just like give me like 1 minute to do like a little damage on the gyro?
Yeah,
And
no,
then we
please.
can
Actually, now mechanically speaking, off topic, sort of. I guess I need to check if Bard can Bards use any kind of shield, like even bucklers.
that's a good question. It's a great question. I'm sorry, man.
I'm
You
gonna
pass
check
me
it
a plate, the paper tool, and fork and a knife. Thank you, sir. Sat down without gathering all my necessaries. That's not a plate, though.
Thank you. One.
All as well. There's one for you if you want.
Yep. Light armor and shields, except for tower shields.
It's a beautiful fucking thing.
So yeah, you could. Well, we don't really have access to bucklers where we are, but
The thought. I think I can still use a bow with a buckler.
What kind of bow do you use? Short bow?
Yeah, my wife hooked me up with +1 short bow.
Lady Charlotte.
Dude,
Hopefully she's doing well back in the capital. Having a bit of an easier life than her husband.
maybe.
Maybe,
How the
maybe.
trolls are doing.
in caves.
I mean, like, let's say objectively easier, but like, you know, still
Your
doing
trolls
trolls
are
are
no
heavy.
joke.
I don't know. Yeah.
We gotta get Greek Taverna to like sponsor this YouTube channel. Yo, Greek Taverna's so fucking good.
People can just see me picking out in high def. Well, not high def, but
Oh, I'm so excited. For level 6, I can get a second first level spell. Just gonna be double up the amount of using
Yeah.
That would
did you
be
have
a
anything else?
beautiful
Did you have,
thing.
like, did you have long stride or anything?
I could cast Lone Strider, but considering our situation, being endure elements is the most important.
Mm. Long strider's not a bad little. And how long does that last? Is that an hour per level?
Yep, 1 hour level. So that would be 2 hours now. At 6th level, would be 3 hours. I mean, it may not be a bad idea to have that for the tomorrow when we're going to be in the caves for the dust storm.
Hmm.
What's the light radius of the bullseye lantern? I know I've asked this like
6120. Mike, when do you get entangled? Is that second level?
That sounds about right. Oh no, I can cast it now. It's a first level spell.
That's a really serious spell.
Can you make a spot check for Kellum?
Spot. 24.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the problem is that entangle requires grasses, weeds, bushes, and when we're in the middle of the desert, it won't really be useful.
Huh.
You can animate the brambles.
Yeah, there's probably some scrub stuff.
Yeah, we'd have to pick our location, but right now Endure Elements really is the MVP for the party.
I agree. We also have Grease, which can do the job.
Yeah.
Grease's gold tooth. I'll pick him up eventually.
Let's see.
Smash everybody. He's so terrible. He can stand in combat and win against like Archaon. He just can't get into combat and usually gets killed before it.
Because he's
just so slow and he's like terrible initiative.
Yeah.
Garbage. That was like a fun match where you can actually like someone will let you get him into play. He's gonna smash just about everything.
Right.
Yeah, it seems that Endure Elements, Entangle, and Resist Energy are the big ones.
Resist energy is mighty, especially once we or whenever we get out of this magic dampening.
Yeah.
Or diffusion.
Or find some way to contravene it.
Sure, if we had a wizard, we could figure it out.
Yeah, if anyone were a wizard, this entire domain would be just such a ball ache.
I wonder if there are any like natural stones or gems or minerals in the area that'll counteract it.
It's possible. If there's something natural that's dampening it, maybe there's something that has built a resistance to it.
So, very briefly off topic, because I'm almost done. Dan and I were talking about adapting the Silmarillion to a television series. And they were like, the only way you could even do it properly is if it opened up with 15 hours of music for Ida delay on a black background.
No,
and,
I said long.
Well, we talked about that, and you just like had to force everyone in the audience just like drop like fucking massive tab acid. That's like the only way that shit can even be like tackled.
Yeah, it would be the longest TV series ever. It'd be so brutal. That will never happen. Oh, don't say never.
Well, it might happen. I just feel like it would be a disappointment.
It'd be Garbo.
Yeah.
The only way that you could do it is if it was like an independently financed project that was like a passion project for someone that didn't give a shit of that. Like money didn't matter. Like they just did it to do it with like the backing of.
They had $2 billion to drop the right way.
Yeah.
Or even $1 billion.
I mean,
something to aspire to.
How long would it need to be? Like 80 hours? 90 hours? Like the length of The Sopranos?
Yeah. I'd have to look at the breakdown. But yeah.
I feel like that'd be pretty fair.
86 episodes. It should poetically match The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe longer. I mean, let's be.
Just could be just 100.
Yeah. Let's call it what it needs to be. That like whole like Numenor.
It's like a 45-minute segment of Karkaroth just like fucking like roading everything, just running around the land after he's eaten the sword.
No food.
They'd have such a hard time doing the characters, though. I mean, there's nobody.
I mean, you could focus on Feanor, Baron.
Well, I mean, like, who's gonna play him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would have to be like
You have to do
Feanor would have to be like
bred genetically somewhere in Russia.
yeah,
so
right,
like-
yeah, exactly. And then like Baron could be like
He's okay. Like humans, even the like the Adane,
like Brad Pitt with CGI to be like Potter or something. You know what I mean? Like,
they could be rugged.
yeah.
Problems run into Dingle, Melian, Luthien. So they kind of have some issues there.
Mm.
And then like you need about $50 million of R&D for Ungoliant.
I think Caligon.
How good was that Hobbit picture on the
That was so
cover
good.
for the 50th anniversary?
Bilbo looked like such a goof. It was so perfect. He looked like basically the guy, like the nerdy dude at the office who like dressed up in his Hobbit gear and came to the company party.
They definitely did that. They just had like triads, and they're like, yeah, that'll work.
I love that style that they did Smeagol though. It's just like this, like it's got the touch, like a little flush of psychedelic weirdness going on under there. Mark down. Another one of.
Excuse me. Can't believe fucking Salem's Lot is up there.
I pulled this rogue. Mr. Barlow. Even the main character, what's his name? John? What's the kid's name? I haven't read it in
I
so
don't
long.
remember. I haven't read it in high school.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to read Salem's Lot. What are you talking about?
If you haven't read it, it is well worth it.
Really good.
I mean, so far I haven't felt at all like disappointed in any of the Stephen King books that I've read, especially The Dark
Big
Tower.
fucking fit. Because Jordan like wanted to get into Stephen King, and she was talking to her friend. One friend who's a writer, and one friend who's he has like a MFA in poetry or whatever. And they were like talking about how to like get into Stephen King, like what to like attack. And I'm like, yo, you do not just like fucking talk about the Dark Tower. Like, and it's like, you know, I suppose an argument could be made to like build up to that, but it's like, no, like that's why you do the heroic dose of, you know, psychedelics to just like free your fucking consciousness. Like that's what the Dark Tower is. It's so good.
Actually, and if you read the whole thing, it also sets up the rest of the King.
Yo,
mythology.
exactly. You like learn like who King is in the world.
I mean, you get, you know, Crimson King, everybody in there. And then you can just sort of, the only thing you really need to skip is Insomnia.
Haven't read it.
I don't.
Is that the one where the woman like kidnaps the dude?
Yeah, and the guys, it's just, self-admitted Stephen King was like, yeah, I had some duds. Insomnia, top of the list.
I love when they run into him in the Dark Tower, and he's like, you know, the narrator. Just, you know, obviously Stephen King wrote it, describing himself. And he's just like shitting all over himself. He's like, you know, he was a genuinely talented writer who, you know, basically was like too lazy to become like really great and just like sold himself out for like quick money and like stardom and like just turned out mediocre products for several decades. So he's just like trashing himself. It's so good. Yeah, you get that.
I was reading his, this morning, I was reading a book just called like The Pocket Guide to Action. It's a quote from Stephen King where he's talking about inspiration. How it's like, how inspiration is a guy that like sits in your basement and smokes cigars and, you know, doesn't do much and like looks lazy from the outside while you do all the work. And he's like, he's got he's got the bag of magic tricks. You gotta like treat him right. When I was 19, hobbits were big.
On writing is just a fucking tour de force.
So many people complain about his like heroic return to writing that he describes after his accident, and they're like, it's like so self-indulgent. I'm like, fuck you. Like, since when do you not talk about yourself? Like, what?
Yeah, I know.
But he just does it in a more direct way.
No, he was pretty modest at the end of all things. I mean, something like read Ben Franklin's biography or something. I mean, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna try and be modest, but
the concept that you're even like supposed to be modest is like a pretty modern thing. Like back in the day, for like most of history, people were like, you know what, nobody's gonna give a shit about me, so I just have to scream about how fucking great.
I mean, and there's like a gauche way to do it, and then there's like a perfectly acceptable. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. People used to take pride in what they did. Now it's that closet like virtue signaling on Facebook.
Hey Jordan,
Anyway,
what are you doing? Aren't you hungry? Are you hungry?
Hopefully we don't get killed. We have serious loot coming our way.
I really don't want to die. I'm already the furthest behind everyone.
It just oscillates. They'll be in front soon enough.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that I learned from playing with like the last campaign, especially with Jesse. It's like,
yeah, I mean, the like concept of like a linear achievement, never gonna happen.
That just isn't D&D.
Jordan, can't recycle.
I mean, the quantity we play, just in terms of like the sheer number of deaths, like some of them are eventually gonna occur back to back or almost that way.
Yeah.
And like there's a huge difference between like a death in combat and a TPK. Like a TPK kind of happens out of nowhere, and it's not like you're gonna die in combat like in round to round action too often in a row, but one of those can follow the other pretty easily, and it just throws kind of a shroud over your progress.
Damn, we got a lot more combats between here and our destination. It's not we're not on a safe path.
No, we're not. Where are you at experience-wise right now?
I have written. Oh, actually, I haven't updated my total.
What was the last spot you got experience from?
The last one was the spiders. I think the last guys that we fought. I think there was 75, if you remember.
What did you say, man?
Oh, we were just discussing experience. Where we're at.
Yeah, please. I mean, so you should have experience from the cockatrice, 300, and experience from.
Who is this for? A hang?
No, Helm.
Didn't you do experience last time, Mike?
I wrote it down. I just didn't do the math to get the final total. It's a 12,100.
Oh, very nice. What's the next level?
15.
All right. That's nice.
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah, you're getting there. I mean, you just leveled back up like pretty recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just leveled up after at the beginning of last session.
Yes.
You just gotta be cautious. We'll get you there.
All right.
Yeah, I can get two attacks and 2 spells. It's gonna 6 is a big level.
Yeah, for melee, for good base attack bonus people, it's 6 is
Six is like the beginning of the middle.
first big boy level.
Okay, so with the silent image of the goblins backlit 30 feet ahead of you, backlit by the bullseye lantern. That who's holding this?
Cledwin.
Okay, Cledwin's holding it. The party advances into the cave. But as soon as you enter the right corridor, you shine your lantern far ahead. Back on track.
Nice.
Shining your lantern far ahead. Several things happen all at once. Down the tunnel to the right continues ahead for 30, 40 feet. There is a side passage on your right that you presume leads to the basilisk's lair, but you're unable to investigate it right now because as soon as you enter the tunnel, your bullseye lantern casts its illumination ahead and finds that the tunnel past the side fort down which the basilisk lived, the tunnel empties into a quite large cavern, the largest one you've seen so far. The cavern is filled with an enormous forest of fungi. There are thousands of fungi of every possible description. Every species that Kellum has seen thus far is represented in the cavern. All of the toadstools. The toadstools are the dominant organism in the cavern. That they range from like 2 to 3 feet high, and basically it's like a miniature forest essentially in this cavern. But there are larger toadstools specimens amongst the ones that you've seen of the size so far. Some of the toadstools are 4 or 5 feet high. There are shell fungi, puffball fungi. There are from 5 foot toadstool to 5 foot toadstool. There are like long filamentous ropes of some other type of organism. In the center of the cavern is a very large and very deep pool of water, somewhat in the shape of an L with a shallower shelf of water around it. That begs the question, what on earth are all of the fungi eating? What is providing the organic nutrients? And as the light sweeps the cavern, Kellum catches a quick glimpse of a green reptilian creature with bat-like wings, in the sense that they, have membrane stretched between like bone flanges on the wings. A green reptilian creature sort of beating its wings and flapping out of sight to the roof of the cavern. However, Kellum also sees that in the left side of the cavern, many of the so there are probably about there are probably about 30 toadstools that are 5 foot high, and then thousands and thousands of smaller toadstools. But at the Kellum instantly notices that in like a path of devastation. Something has eaten all of the fungi, especially knocking over the 5 foot tall toadstools and shredding them up, but basically eating everything else. Something has gone in this like sort of all along the left side of the cavern, just eating everything. And the trail of destruction ends right when you approach noon, like at like true north, so to speak, at the back of this cavern. However, exploring the trail of devastation that has been eating this fungi is not currently possible, because as soon as you enter the tunnel, your light source triggers the shriekers that are growing around the central pool, which all begin to shriek. In fact, there is a mixed patch of fungi around this vast pool in the center, feeding on the organic material, probably being deposited by the green reptilian flying creature. So you see that there are 4 violet fungi, the ambulatory purple. So these ones are dull gray. Some of them are dual gray with purple spots. Some of them are violet with purple spots, and one of them is just flat purple, top to bottom. There are, and they have the green, razor sharp tentacles outward. There are 4 of those, and there are 5 shriekers. The shriekers begin to scream, and the party needs to roll initiative.
Well, Callum and Hane both got 8s. Now those green lizard batwing guys, they seem to be fleeing.
So you only caught a quick glimpse of one that was beating its wings and heading up to the roof of the cavern.
Okay.
As you take stock, you see several other ones. You see a few other ones that have been startled, flying up towards the roof of the cavern. Callum doesn't get a good enough glance at them to tell anything more. He only sees them really quickly. Okay, so yeah, it's out there. All right. Okay.
Space heaters off, right?
Space heater is off.
I can give you my scores already. My rolls.
Okay. Okay. So you said Hain got an 8. Alfganar got an 8.
No, Callum got an 8 as well.
Callum got an 8. Hain got an 8. Callum got an 8. Alfganar got a
11 and Clevin 15.
Okay. So you guys are here. So Alfganar, Hain, Callum, Fledwin. And Callum has first initiative. I'll be right back. I take player map out.
Oh, because I spotted them?
Either that or he meant me.
Okay.
So is this a surprise round?
No, this is a normal round. Round 1 begins with everyone acting at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, not everyone acting at the same time. Everyone aware. So, like I said, Kellum has the initiative. The Shriekers are shrieking.
All right. So it's a normal round, so I'll take my...
I'm sorry, Cledwin goes first. I'm sorry. Did I say Kellum?
Yes.
Cledwin goes first.
All right, we weren't sure if you're talking because you spotted him. Okay. No, so I am aware that there are shriekers.
Everybody can hear them,
And
yes.
where?
So you can see the violet fungi too.
You can see the violet
So there,
fungi
it's
too?
all on the map.
Okay.
The blue is the deep water. There is the 5-foot shelf of shallow water around it that the fungi are in. The purple dots are appropriately violet fungi, and then the blue dots are shriekers.
Indeed. All right.
Okay.
We're up here. It's upside down. The pool in the middle is where the shriekers are.
Okay. And how far away is that?
It's like 50.
So
Okay.
35 feet from Alfganar and Hain, roughly. Okay, I mean, Cledwin will just
Yes, sir.
all right, Cledwin is just gonna hold his ground. So what he's gonna do is start singing a song of inspiration and just a typical Nelthandian battle hymn. He's going to place the bullseye lantern on the ground, facing into the area. You can illuminate it, and then the next round he's gonna grab his. So that I guess a move action to set it properly. Start singing a standard action, so we're good. So
Okay.
everyone now gets +1 morale to their attacking.
Beautiful. So amazing. They gave the violet fungi low light vision, and then just like kind of just left it at that. Like, you can't explain it. It's a fucking fungus. Can't see. Just have
Some
eyes.
things.
Like, they didn't know what to do, so they just kind of like gave it. They just kind of like gave it low light vision because they're like, all right, how can we allow this to like interact with eventually?
Yeah, because otherwise,
He could have given it blind sense, but I guess then that would have been too good. So the violet fungi, you see that they're feelers, right? They have a massive, small root-like feelers at the base of their shaft.
Sure.
Their feelers kind of like twitch a little bit with anticipation as you see the violet fungi kind of adjust themselves. But that's all that they do. The shriekers are still shrieking. And then it's Alkanar's turn.
All right, Alkanar. Did they move forward?
No.
All right, Alkanar is going to save his rage for the time being. We're all cognizant of the swath of kind of eaten fungus, right?
No. Well, so everybody can make spot checks. Only Kellen has seen it definitively.
Well, I mean, Alkanar got 19.
Okay, he sees it.
I wouldn't.
It's DC 15.
Alkanar sees it. So Alkanar, being cognizant of it, says, "Keep your eyes on whatever that is." And he's gonna. So where? Could you just point out on the map where that like swath of eaten fungus is?
So it's in a roughly all of this has been eaten.
Good to know. All right. I mean, Alkanar then will move up 5, 10, 15, and
So don't forget those are all double moves because it's difficult.
yeah.
Right?
So he can move 30 because he's barbarian. So he's gonna move 5, 10, 15, and sort of hold his ground. He's gonna look up into this area.
So yeah, just to refresh you guys' memory, because the floors are natural cavern floors of totally unworked stone, the elevation of the floors varies wildly. So sometimes it might be from one step to another, only a difference of a foot. Sometimes it might be several feet or more.
Right.
So to just represent the fact that it takes a lot longer to navigate, sometimes only infinitesimally, sometimes a lot more. Just everywhere is difficult terrain. So he moved forward, and what else did he do?
He's gonna he moves forward, and once the cavern kind of opens up on his right and left, he's just gonna look up here and make sure there's nothing kind of
Does he have a light source?
Well, we have the lantern.
Isn't that focused this way though?
It opens out and
where is it? It's in front of Cledwin?
Yeah, so it's right.
So it goes. I mean, so he can see. Whatever he can see, he doesn't see anything.
Okay, well, that's fine. So then he's gonna hold his ground. He's not gonna ready to attack. He's just gonna kind of wait and see because we've seen these things. They don't move too fast.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. You said he raised?
No, he doesn't.
No. Okay. So the shriekers are still shrieking. So then it's a Hane's turn.
Does Kellum go first because it's dexterity attire, or?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kellum. Or I misspoke Kellum. So yeah, Kellum has a higher dexterity, so he goes first.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Yes.
All right. Kellum is going to shoot at the two nearest violet fungi.
Okay. So yeah, he has a clear line of sight to the first one, and it has no cover or anything.
Okay. That is 25.
Your arrow sinks into the violet fungus's base.
Okay, and the other one was 28.
Also sinks deep.
Jeez.
So first damage is 8.
Okay.
Does that kill it, or is it still?
No. It sort of buckles from the impact.
Okay, then the second one does 4 damage to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's his. And he can't 5-foot step, so yeah, that's his turn.
Okay, so then it's a Hane's turn.
Yeah, Bahane will move up next to Alkanar to kind of keep his flank covered.
Horses have at least 50 movement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
Round 2 begins with Cledwin.
Oh, sorry. There's 2 more damage in total to them because of the inspiration.
You got it.
Okay.
So that violet fungi that I hit twice, it's still up.
Correct.
All right.
So Cledwin will stow his club, unhook his bow, and he's going to kind of just keep an eye on what's going on behind him as he continues to sing. You know, just doesn't want to get any ambushes like we've experienced. So that's his move thus far.
The tendrils of the violet fungi are held at their sides, slightly coiled and twitch, barely perceptibly. So it's Alkanar's turn.
The shriekers are the blue.
Correct. What does he want to do?
He's going to they haven't moved.
Correct.
He's gonna move up into the cave a little more.
Okay. 10,
15, 20, right there.
10, 20,
And then left.
30?
No, below.
30.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll move there, and he's gonna just keep his. He wants to get into position to attack next round. So he's going to. That'll be it for him.
Okay.
So cautiously advance as a Hane. What did a Hane do last time?
He just moved up to me next.
He's kind of taking the lead from Alkanar as far as like attacking or holding ground.
So after Alkanar, the Shriekers are still shrieking, and then it is Callum's turn.
All right. Callum will keep loosing arrows.
Okay, so unless you move, it's going to get cover from Alkanar.
Oh, he got between me and the one that I was just shooting?
Yeah, he's in between you now.
So what you can do, you can move laterally, like 30 feet or 15 in terms of distance, and be able to shoot straight at.
Okay. We'll do that then.
While I'm being.
Right. So just one shot then. Natural 1.
There it is.
So he goes where?
Over. Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yep.
That's still a cover though. Because it's
Well, I thought he was shooting.
no, he's been shooting at this guy.
But where's the Hane?
My hand's right back here.
I thought he was without.
When Alkanar was here.
Wait, he was even without.
Correct. When Alkanar was here, he hasn't acted yet again. He's only acted once.
That's where Hane started.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so you haven't moved up, right? No, Callum hasn't moved up yet. Yes, he has.
He just moved. To get that one shot.
Yeah. Wait, did you move up last turn?
No.
Yeah, I moved the wrong pin. Yeah, he's right here. So Kellum has not yet moved up, right?
Well, he just moved up this turn so that he could see.
So he could, right, okay. So he moves 10. What's your movement?
30. So 15.
Yeah, I mean, so it's gonna have cover no matter what.
Okay.
Knowing that, would I have made the shot? Like, would I have been able to position myself with a full round movement to?
You want to take a double move?
Yeah.
So that's 60
Yeah,
feet?
because I don't want to risk hitting him.
I mean, you can move right here then. Between Fal'Eranian.
So he was 10, 20, 30, second diagonal is 50 here?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you don't have a clear shot yet, but you're moving up.
Okay, but is there seem to be like, would I be able to move 15 feet next round and get a shot, or would I have to move double?
Well, if Alkanar moves, I mean, next round you should be able to get a clear shot, but then Alkanar will move too, so that will help you.
Okay.
So then it's a Hane's turn.
He'll move up as well. How far is How far are they away from the nearest fungi?
So he does he have 60 feet of movement on the horse?
I don't know.
What's
I'll double check. Joyous. 50 feet.
50?
Yeah. So he can move 25.
Yeah, he
But
can
right
move.
now he's just trying to keep up with.
So does he want to move in and attack one of the violet fungi?
He probably want to wait just because. So the red dots, they're the shriekers.
They're the violet fungi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll move in and just go straight and hit one of the shriekers so that
The only way he can get there with his movement is going where I placed him on the thing.
So Kellum, Alfganar, a Hane.
Okay.
Hane's AC is 20, right?
Let's double check. I believe so. 21.
It's 21 now?
Yeah. No, it's always been 21.
It was definitely 20 last session.
Was that because of the heat stroke?
He's 21 on there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, he might have lost one from it if he had lost AC or Dex.
So when he moves in, he triggers the violet fungus's ready attack, but the tendril is unable to make purchase with his flesh through his heavy armor. So he moves in, and you want to make an attack?
Yeah, with the lance.
Okay. So the violet fungus's AC is 13.
9. 17, so it's good.
All right, he drives the lance into its side, and it slumps over, dead.
Yeah, 10 damage. So.
It only had 1 hit point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that was Hane. So then round 3 begins with Cledwin.
Okay. Cledwin will just advance 2 squares and just keep singing and keep looking around, with his bow kind of notched, looking for any approaching enemies from behind to the side.
Okay, beautiful. So the violet fungus. So this one takes a full attack on a Hane. This one moves forward So that one takes a move and then attacks. And then this one. Okay, so one full attack, one single attack with the tendrils snake out towards the Hane, who's at AC 21.
The one that got the attack of opportunity, that's the one that he killed, right?
Correct.
All right.
You could try and use the mount as cover.
Isn't that something only to protect the mount?
No, that's for him.
Oh, what does that do?
He gets a +4 cover bonus. He can drop behind a mount. I used to do it with Graham all the time.
Yeah, then he'll do that.
Well, you have to make a ride check.
Right. Let's see
So
what ride skill is. Ride is at a
cover is 15.
So what's the DC for that?
15.
15. All right. So he'll try and do that. Roll to 20, so 27.
So you're good. So you get cover.
25.
All right. So the fungus that makes the full attack, one of its tendrils strikes with incredible luck and precision. It is not a critical hit, but nevertheless seeks true. The other fungus with a single attack misses hopelessly. So Ahane takes the tendril, slashes through the mail in the inside of his elbow, inflicting 3 points of damage and necessitating a fortitude save.
Uh, 27.
All right, he easily fights off the violet fungus's attack. So they having all acted, it is now Alkanar's turn.
Okay, so we 5, 10, 15, which is actually 30. And he's going to go and clobber this one.
Beautiful.
Now I get 2 attacks.
Yeah, on a full attack.
Oh,
He had to move. Yeah, he had to move.
So he's going to just run with a heavy axe right on the thing's cap. He's going to try a moderate power attack for 3. So
It was so brutal in Neverwinter Nights how they made you take it in increments of 5.
yeah, so 9 plus 8 is what, 17?
8 easily cleaves into the soft fungal matter.
Okay, then hit me.
You don't mind if I have another seltzer, right?
No, I got him. Go through him. We don't finish. No, I'm good. I just opened one. We don't finish him. Something's wrong.
That's what I think.
I mean, he devastates this thing for 15 points of damage.
He literally cuts it in half.
Or 14 points of damage. Nope, 15 because of the song bonus.
14, it would have been alive. But in one blow, he goes. Rrr! He never shouts war cries in combat, like as in adventuring or exploring or diplomacy or city travel. He says, like in every situation, he says basically nothing. He does, however, grunt and occasionally roar.
So yeah, he just grunts, smashes that thing to bits.
The shriekers are still shrieking.
Okay.
Kellen?
Yeah, you can shoot the one that's next to Alkanar, right? Without.
So you want to attack one of the shriekers?
No, the guy, the red one that's further.
Yeah, and you have a clear shot to that one too.
All right, then he will do double shot.
Yeah.
All All right. That's a 17.
13 armor.
What was it? 13 armor?
Yeah, the 17 was because it had cover.
Okay. And then 26. So that is a total amount of 15 damage.
The arrows sink into the violet fungus and it slumps over. Just so we know, no criticals, but I think we already knew that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So then a hang goes.
All right. Hang will. There's one more violet fungus, right? That's the one that's on the book.
Yes.
Okay. Then he will take a lance strike at it.
Okay.
He's within.
He can move and attack.
Well, no, but is he actually within 10 feet?
So Ahane was here.
He's at the.
So this one was here. So you does the lance give you reach?
I think so.
I don't know.
I can't. You know, it's funny.
No,
I should know this. Check this out. How quickly we forget. It's actually been a while since I played.
It's been a while, man. Year and a half since we wrapped up Darkness Rising.
Yep. Has reach, so you can strike opponents 10 feet away.
Yeah, I thought so.
All right, yeah. So he can just hit from where he is.
Okay.
And remember, do you get the +1 for attacking down?
Oh yes. So then that's +2, whatever I have here. I mean, I rolled an 18, so it doesn't matter.
Draw your lance into the creature.
And
No.
that is 4 damage. Roll a 1.
Okay. And then round 4 opens with Cledwan.
Okay. He'll have his bow in his left hand. He'll drop down and grab the bullseye lantern and just kind of start peering, holding it into the cave again so he doesn't run past it, and he'll continue his song, singing about men rallying around his standard, making a final stand.
So the violet fungus that remains attacks Ahane with 4 tendrils.
Excuse me, just Mike, just for the sake of the cover thing. Mm-hmm. So in this case, it doesn't matter, but you have to take a move action to get back up on the mount, and then you can still attack.
Okay, but it didn't matter last round, but it matters.
Yeah, it only really impacts you because you can't do a full attack after you do it. But in this case, it doesn't matter.
One of the tendrils snakes under the chainmail.
Can I do that thing again?
Say that again?
Can I do that behind the saddle thing again?
Yeah, I mean, you can take cover as much as you want. You have to roll a 15 on your ride check.
Right. Okay, I'll try it. Nope. Got a 9.
So you do not have cover.
I do not have cover. Back to
on. So one of the tendrils snakes under the male coif at Ahane's neck for 7 points of damage and a fortitude save.
That's 16.
Okay, you said. And then it's Alkanar's turn.
I mean, Alkanar's not going to do much good trying to get over there. He's going to let Ahane and Callum deal with it. So, I mean, he's just going to, kind of flexing his newfound prowess. He's going to just smash two attacks into one of the shriekers. No power attack, just methodical killing. So, the first attack.
They have 8 AC.
Okay, so that's... Yeah.
And 11 hit points.
He hits with both, and fairly certain. Yeah, he just destroys it for 14, 20 damage.
What did Alkanar do again?
Say that again, man?
What was did Alkanar get a feat at level 6?
No. He just got the extra attack, got some new saves. I mean, everything.
No, he should have gotten a feat at 6.
Oh, that's right.
He got cleave,
he took
right?
cleave.
He took
Mike,
cleave.
you're a genius.
He took cleave.
Because I remember we were discussing that, yeah. So,
all right, so yeah, he turns and just pivots, smashes the 18 for 10 damage.
10?
Yeah.
All right, so that was still a lot.
Well called, Mike. I gotta remember that.
He hacks at the Shrieker. The Shriekers are human-sized, purplish gray mushrooms.
mean, that's 32 damage in one round. I mean, that's I think a record for the party.
All right, so the shriekers stop shrieking at the beginning of the round, but then they shriek again because Alkanar is. So the two next to Alkanar are shrieking again, and then Kellum goes.
All right.
You have a clear shot at a shrieker.
But he doesn't have one at the other guy.
He'd have to move.
Well, you can move 5, 10, 15, right?
Yeah, he can move 15 feet and get a clear shot.
Yeah, so he'll do that then. Move 15 feet, shoot him.
Yeah, we want to end this guy.
29 for 9 damage.
Okay, still alive.
Come on,
Arrow
Haynes.
sunk into the base. A Hane's turn.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And a Hane.
Yeah.
That is a 9.
Wow.
Yeah. 27 to hit for 7 damage.
All right, it's so good. All right, he drives his lance deep into the creature's body and slumps over.
All right.
So, and then round 5 begins with Cledwin.
All right, he'll maintain his song, move another 5, 10 feet in. What he's going to do is shine the bullseye lantern sort of into the. Actually, no. While there's fighting going on, he's not going to turn it away.
Deprive him of their life.
Yeah, he'll keep it on the guy. So he'll just move forward 5 feet.
So the violet fungi are all dead. So then it's Alkanar's turn.
He'll move here.
Okay.
And try one attack on the wounded fellow. Hitting it for 13 damage.
All right, cleaving it.
And now, so he can cleave, right? Since he dropped
Yeah,
him?
absolutely.
Okay. And second attack, 18 for 10 damage. He is just wading through their hit points. I'm talking about. So that was Alkanar.
Okay. So then so the shriekers are shrieking again. So it's Callum's turn.
All right. Callum is going to. Can he get within 10 feet or within 5 feet of one of the shriekers?
No.
Probably not. He can go 10, 20, 30. How many feet? Actually, yeah, if he moves 30 feet, he can get within 10 feet.
Yeah.
All right, so he'll take his full movement to get, or double movement to get as close as he can to the shrieker while taking out his bastard sword.
Okay, very nice.
And a Hane will lance one of those shriekers.
Beautiful.
And I rolled a 1, so.
Ahane says, blast it!
Actually, Alkanar did 11 damage to that one. 5.
Beautiful. There should be 3 shriekers left.
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful. So that was Ahane.
Yep.
So then, beautiful. So then round 6 begins with Cledwin.
Cledwin moves up 5, 10 feet, keeping the bullseye lantern on the party and continuing to chant his song of battle. Then Alkanar, 5, 15, just move up and around it, and over to here and try and finish off the. So he smashes it for 10 damage. So
which one?
He
kills it?
Yeah, because he already did 11 to it. Okay. So he kills.
No, the one that he did 11 to was already dead.
Oh no, he didn't. He hit this one again.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay.
So feat's already paying for itself.
So, at the back of the cavern, a massive hunk of what looked like rock on the cavern floor, or pushes itself to, it's not standing, but horizontal. It's up horizontal. There's a beetle of monstrous size at the back of the cavern. It must have eaten the huge swath of fungi and then sent beetles. So beetles don't sleep; they just send themselves into a torpor when they want to. Unlike a vertebrate, when a beetle is in a torpor, it's very difficult to wake it. It took 5 full rounds to awaken, but now its programming is running yet again. So it has a black carapace with a slight hint of iridescence and 2 massive curving mandibles. Kellum, make knowledge nature.
All right. Nature. 17.
So yeah, like I said, obviously it was awakened by the fungi shrieking. It just took a long time.
I was like, not a boule.
No.
That would have been the end of that. They're not. 7. Okay.
You might be able to take it. They're hard though. They're hard. Yeah. You got a 17?
Yeah.
So Kellum is aware that it is a giant. It's a variety of giant stag beetle. It's one with which he's not familiar. Usually, giant stag beetles live in forests and eat wood, but this one appears to have. This must be a ranced variety that eats fungi in the caves instead. You do notice that it has the very tip of its mandibles are white, and there are like faded white to gray to dark gray, like streaks running around its mandibles. So the thing stands up and takes a double move. Move 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's right there. So it's large. Okay. So then it's Alf. That was Alphanar. So then it's the shriekers are still shrieking, and then so it's Kellum and then a Hain. Okay. Kellum has a clear shot at it.
What?
Kellum has a clear shot at the giant stag beetle.
Okay. Well, he has his sword out, so he's gonna drop that and take out his bow again.
Okay.
And he'll do his a single shot.
Yeah, he can only do one since he switched weapons.
Wait, is
25.
You sink an arrow into the soft flesh where the creature's left mandible meets its head.
Okay, so that's 8 damage, and he'll move back 15 feet.
Well, not that it really matters, but you would move back first because you need to use your combined draw with
you. So hold on, wait.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, you can drop your.
I was just gonna drop it, but now that I'm moving, it makes sense just for me to take it out while I move.
Okay, but now you can't access your sword because you left it behind. On the floor.
That's the only way that could work.
Yeah, that's the only way that could work. Okay, so Kellum beats a retreat. So then it's a Hain's turn.
Can he reach him with 50 feet movement and attack?
Absolutely. Or he can go. He can't make the diagonal move because the water's there. So he can go 10. He can go. Just take a 10. Yeah, 10 and attack. So he just Joyous is just trampling fungi and all of these spores and all of this like wet stench. As the battle is raging, you hear. So you see that the fungi are feeding on a brownish, yellowish guano. And as the battle is raging, you hear a faint rustling up above, and you see that there are several hundred of the green reptilian creatures with the leathery wings nestling on the surface of the cavern. Their droppings are what is nurturing this massive colony of fungi.
All right.
Did Kellen hit it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so Hane has reach. He can attack it.
He can attack it.
Does it have? Is it? Does it not get to attack him because it also has reach?
Well, it would have to it would have to have even longer reach.
I see.
For an
Right.
attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But it actually doesn't have reach at all because it's a horizontal arch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, that's good.
Okay, so we're good for attack.
Yes, sir.
All right, and
He just
Hane.
victory for Nelthand! Remembering, of course, that Graham fought one of these creatures towards the beginning of his legend when Ahane was already with him.
Similar, right? That was a bombardier.
No, that was a giant stag beetle.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that thing.
devouring crops in the Eastern March.
That thing.
It got him. We were doing it on your. We did it on your back porch in Glen Ridge, and it
so
got him.
brutal.
Did it critical you?
Yeah,
around
like
the around the
26 or
waist with the
28
oh my
points.
god! Oh,
Almost cut me in half. I had to like beat a hasty retreat.
Oh my god!
so yeah, it's a 15 to hit.
15. The creature's heavy carapace easily turns the lance aside. All right, round 6 begins with Cledwyn. So a powerful new foe has joined the battle.
Indeed. So Cledwyn. Now, Cledwyn doesn't have any knowledge nature, but does he? He's wondering if this thing's going to grapple because you said it has big pincers.
I would require knowledge nature. He can certainly guess.
That's true. If he sees big mandibles.
So when Alfganar goes, he points with an axe dripping with fungal slime and says, "Kill it! Bring it down!"
Right. So I will. So Cledwyn will do several things. He will put the bullseye lantern down in front of him.
We'll say that's a move.
Yeah.
This is not dropping it, right?
Yes. And then he's going to cast Grease on Alfganar.
Okay.
Nope, you can't do that. It's too far away.
Wait.
Yeah, because he's not actually level 6.
Correct.
Then he will cast Grease on Ahane.
Correct. So the giant stag beetle ate a pretty serious swath of fungi, but you get the sense that it was probably had already eaten. This is Kellen understands this. It had probably eaten other things recently on the journey into the cave. If it had come into the cave without having eaten anything at all, it probably would have eaten the whole cavern worth of fungi.
Gotcha. How quickly does this fungus grow back? I mean, is it like enough to sustain the beetle?
You're guessing that it just came in recently. So that would suggest that either during the day or during the night these things are wandering around the surface. Absolutely. It could not be living here eating the fungi and waiting for it to grow back.
So he moves his full movement to come behind the beetle. Not yet flanking it, but he will try and smash the beetle. 16.
There, he is flanking it.
Is he?
Yeah, 10, 20, 30. The beetle's technically right here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so 10, 20, 30. Yeah, he's flanking it.
Okay, so then that's an 18 to hit.
The axe blow rebounds off the heavy carapace. So the giant stag beetle, much like a Hane's liege Graham, just tries to pincer him and slam him with its massive pincers.
Who?
I hate him.
Does it have to move forward?
No. Or no, I'm sorry. Yes, it does. So it moves forward 10 feet. Beautiful. However, he gets up his shield and unbelievably fights the thing's mandibles off.
Wonderful. Okay.
So then it is.
Would Alphanar have gotten an opportunity?
Say that again, man. You got a little scrambled.
Would Alphanar have gotten a attack opportunity from that?
When it moves, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Absolutely. Good call.
He misses.
Alas, that he misses. So the Shriekers are still shrieking. So now it's Callum's turn.
All right. Callum, would he get cover?
If he takes a 20-foot movement, he can get a clear shot.
20 feet movement? Oh, using up 20 feet of movement.
Yeah. Sorry. If he moves over, so
Use 20. Yeah, so he'll move over
that's better.
10 feet and then shoot. All right, so 23.
He sinks another shaft into the creature.
All right, that's 4 damage.
That's with the +1 from.
Yeah, that's with the +1.
Okay, so there's 4 rounds left on that, by the way, since he stopped singing.
And then a Hane's turn.
Hane will take out his long sword since he can't attack with the lance, and he'll swipe.
Correct.
So you can also attack with Joyous full attack.
Now he can.
So he just pulls himself up in the saddle, and tall and proud and erect, just starts hammering at the thing with his long.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
So this guy can get criticals, right?
Correct.
All right. So
they're minus, though. Not that that matters right now.
So that's 8, 9, 20.
A 20 is a confirmed critical.
Okay, great. So, okay, and a lance. Oh, times 3 for lance.
You're using your long sword.
You're using your sword, though.
Oh, yes. So just 2. Oh, and it's 19 as well. Okay.
Beautiful thing.
So that is 6, 12, 20 damage.
20 damage?
Yeah.
So are you ready to learn like the Master League of D&D rules? Here's like a super advanced rule. So you know how a 20 is an auto hit?
Yeah.
And you know how a longsword is 19 to 20?
Yeah.
So because they're fucking heroes and like didn't want to like make it like dumbed down. So even though a 19 to 20 is a threatened critical for a longsword, a 19 is not an auto hit. Only a 20 is an auto hit.
Right.
Therefore,
I'm aware of that.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I love that rule. That's such a cool rule. So a 19 can still
get a possible critical, but if it's just has too much AC.
Exactly. All right. So that was a Hane.
It was a huge blow, and Joyous can go.
Oh yeah, go for Joyous too.
Oh right, forgot about that. Joyous.
I remember you dropping the saddle when this thing attacks you, if it does anyway.
Yeah, there's no real negatives to that. So
no, you get more than one attack
because then you sacrifice attacks for cover.
2 hooves and 1 bite. All right, so d6. So this is a hoof. That is 15.
Rebounds off the carapace.
And that's even less. And then a bite is 1d4. Bite is... Oh, it's only +1 for bite?
Yeah, I mean...
So 15.
If you take 15 damage?
No, 15 to hit with the bite, so
if you take multi-attack, the penalty drops to -2 instead of -5.
Oh, all right. Oh shit! It has a reach of 10 feet. Oh no, yeah, space. No, never mind.
No,
I wrote it wrong.
Yeah.
So Cledwin's just gonna move up to here and supervise advise what's going on. Be ready to jump in with spells as needed, but he's not going to do anything other than make sure the lantern is.
All right. So, and then Alfganar acts.
All right, Alfganar moves in to flank again and tries to crush the enemy. That's +2. There we go. 15 plus 14, 29 to hit.
All right. Hammers it with his axe.
For 8 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I mean, he could. Probably not. But.
All right. So the giant stag beetle slams its mandibles at a Hane again, but crying out, "Sagram!" He manages to furiously fight it off and prevent it from getting purchased. The thing is looking slower from its many injuries, dripping goo in many places. You may have it. You may have it. So it's Kellum and then it's a Hane. See if Mike can bring it down.
Do it.
Oh yeah, right, Kellum. So Kellum will shoot again.
Okay.
11. Oh, I rolled a 1 and a 3, so 14 is the highest.
All right, alas, your arrows do not pierce his carapace.
So go for a Hane.
Yeah.
All attacks.
Mm.
And I rolled a 3 with that as well, so whiffs all around. Oh, wait, yeah, even with the flanking bonus, it's not like
Joyous.
Oh, right. I'm forgetting about Joyous. Joyous, it's 1d6. Yes, I do.
Penultimate round of sane bonus.
13 is the highest.
Yeah, no dice.
And this is going to be a +1, so really, I think only a natural 20. And I rolled a 1. So.
Easy. There's the Mike we know and love.
All right, so then round 9 begins with Cledwyn, and then Alfganar.
All right, Cledwyn just going to hold his ground and watch as Alfganar is going to do a double attack. So first attack, second. First attack hits with a 24.
Beautiful.
Second attack, I don't think does. 13. First attack, he crushes it for 10 damage.
Okay. All right. When it goes, the giant stag beetle swings around to attack Alfganar.
Who is
21?
20.
20?
20, I said, yeah.
All right. So the thing's mandibles slam him in the midsection, and he just grunts.
Whoa.
For 22 damage.
Oof.
That's rough.
And then it's Callum's turn.
No grapple.
No grappler.
All right. Hopefully a better roll this time. 17, I'm guessing, is a miss, but I did get a 26.
That's a hit.
All right, that's 7 damage.
You shoot the creature in the mouth, and with a heavy thud, its legs splay out and it drops to the cavern floor.
Alfganar puts his axe down, leans on it, and holding his sort of guts in as he rummages around for some healing. All right. Well, I guess at this point, we should kill the. Doesn't matter. Can we just kill the
Yeah, I mean,
shriekers?
you
There's nothing else
polish
there.
off the rest of the shriekers.
Okay. Cool. Do we have to go round by round for anything, or are we kind of?
No, you're good.
Okay.
A Hane needs to make 2 more saves against the violet fungus's poison.
Yes, and he can't use his medical thing on himself, correct?
He's not. The one's going to hit immediately after the combat ends, and so I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay. So it's just a fortitude save for 2 of them. 26 for the first one, and a 19 for the second.
All right, saves. Good to go.
All right. Hane's down 13 hit points.
Okay.
Do you think that we should retreat back into the caves for?
Reed had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. I was reading the character sheet.
All right. Let's open this back up. Huzzah.
So, do you think that we should retreat back into the caves and heal up, or just kind of continue going on our way?
Well, we should look around this cave first. Explore everything.
Yeah. So let's do experience first. So the only person who's mechanically 6 is Alfganar. So yeah, in terms of power level. So Alfganar gets 225 experience from the stag beetle. Everybody else gets 250.
Am I keeping track of Hane experience now?
Yes, sir. You can just type it into the Google Doc if you want.
All right. Let's do that. And did we get any experience from the fungus?
Oh, yes, my son. That's worth a lot more than the stag beetle, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The violet fungi are about as hard as the stag beetle.
I guess with the numbers.
And the poison. Or whatever it is.
Poison is really nasty. Really, really nasty. They just in this campaign they haven't been great at getting it off.
Well, I mean, with my good spot and the fact that I can just shoot them at range, it kind of negates the whole thing.
Yeah, it's been hard.
I could have just been taking pot shots the entire time.
Yeah. So okay. So everybody's good for the stag beetle. So everybody except Alfganar gets 750 for the violet fungi. Alfganar gets 600 for the violet fungi. And then the shriekers are the same. Everybody everybody gets the same. 5.
Wait, so
everybody go ahead, man.
Do we get 750 2 times?
No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. So you get 750 for the violet fungi, and then for the shriekers, you get 375.
And now.
Same.
There's an experience dump.
Oh yeah. So then the grand total should be for the level 5 characters 1375, right?
Yep, and Hane is officially level 6. It's 15,050.
Nice. And then Alfganar gained 1,200.
Yes. Yeah, because he was 16,190, and now he's 17,390.
Beautiful. So Hane asks for leave to pray. So he is dedicated to Raziel, just like Althea. Graham was Sealtail. So Hane asks leave to hold a nightly vigil. He wishes to pray and reflect on everything he's learned since he began his quest. And as he prepares to do so, he says, although I have much concern in my heart for the fate of the members of my expedition, and I am as yet eager to wash out the potential for failure on my first command. He puts his hand on Cledwin's shoulder. I am glad that all of you were here with me to help me unravel this mystery and save my countrymen if they still can be saved. I feel much better with all of you around assisting me in this endeavor.
We shall never stop.
I am sorry if this was not quite what you were expecting for this expedition. The disappearance of the base camp took me completely unawares.
It is, if nothing else, the makings of a fine tale that will suit me well enough if we ever make it back to Calpington to tell it.
And he departs to hold his vigil. So would you guys like to search the caves?
Yeah.
Do the lizard bat people, are they like seem at all threatening, or they seem kind of?
No, absolutely not. They're absolutely not threatening. But Kellum, like just looking at them, there's something wrong in the sense, not in the sense that they're dangerous, but they're not animals. Like they're definitely not natural.
Oh, okay.
Like they're not constructs either. But like just looking at them, like Kellum can tell that there's just something fucking off about the whole thing. He doesn't know what the fuck they are. He may or may not have heard the tales of some of the flying reptilian creatures that inhabit Astapha and some other remote places. These aren't those though. So, like table talk, they're not pterosaurs. Yep. They're not animals. I mean, they're creatures, right? But they're not like natural animals.
Sure. Yeah, we'll search the cave then. We'll look in the pool, search the cave.
So you find the remains of an entire goblin band that somehow came to these caves and met its end. Because the bones are scattered around the violet fungi. Your guess is that the goblins ran into the bigger cavern, and then were trapped and made a last stand against the basilisk. But in their efforts to do so, wandered into the violet fungi and were killed. The goblins, however, before they were killed, they clearly plundered a Hajiri caravan. There is a great deal of treasure in and among the moldy bones. It looks like the goblin sergeants claimed that all the choicest items for themselves and held on to them in their little bony goblin hands until the very end. And the items are still all on the sergeant's corpses.
Yeah, I mean we'll investigate the goblins. I mean Cledwin will kind of peer into the pool. We'll have to, I'll leave the bullseye lantern and grab the ever-burning torch and go explore the basilisk little nook.
So the basilisk was living in a crumbling side cavern with little bits of shale breaking down rocks scattered around the floor. You can see from where there's like a weathered what's the word for it? Depression at the end of the tunnel that the basilisk lived in, where the fat reptile just like dragged his gut along the floor and then just lay down and slept. You see, upon closer inspection, scattered at a couple of places in the cave, but especially in the tunnel in which the basilisk was living, bits and pieces of what looked like stone statues of different creatures, broken up pieces of what looked like stone statues of shriekers and of goblins and of giant centipedes and giant scorpions. So all of which are relatively small. The basilisk tries to take smaller creatures as prey. But what it looks like it does is it turns things to stone and then eats them once they're stone, which of course you already do since you narrowly avoided that fate when you were turned to stone by the basilisk outside. So as you examine the loot from the goblins, much of it is Hajiri, although the goblins also have a few items that are clearly pieces of their own treasure. The grand total of the haul is, and I can read through it and you can write down later if you want, or you can write down as I go, is 2,300 gold,
Okay.
a scroll, a long sword that looks clearly magical, another scroll,
Okay.
a sapphire on a gold chain,
Okay.
an onyx dagger shaped like a bat with ruby chips for eyes. So those two items are both of goblin make, and so is the third item, which you feel uneasy just looking at it. It's a solid gold idol of obese creature with bat wings flapped around its body and a long tail that's like flush with the idol in the back. There is 7,000 silver, a bloodstone, a zircon,
Okay.
a lapis lazuli,
Okay.
a brown-green garnet, an ever-burning torch,
Okay.
and a short bow of obviously magical make.
All right. I'm gonna need to. I have a lot of form.
Yeah, man.
Backlog.
I know. I need to give the forums some love. I haven't been on them in a while.
I just have been highlighting. Reading.
Brilliant.
Let's go back.
So there's no way for us to really identify these items right now. Or
Just through like trial and error.
I mean, I can do read magic on the scrolls, but not right now.
Wait, can't bards identify magic items with bard knowledge? I think they can.
Yeah. I don't know the book stuff. Will not reveal the powers of a magic item, but give a hint to its general function.
What if bards had something that let them?
Well, I don't know if the house rule. I think we only applied that to wizards.
The
yeah, the conversion of the.
Yeah.
well, yeah. So it gives you a hint. It doesn't necessarily identify it, but it gives you the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least with the scrolls, we'll be able to identify, or you'll be able to read magic on them. And since we're burning the day tomorrow, actually, in that cave complex that we were in, were there any other exits, or was it closed off?
No, that's it. So you're guessing that the leathery winged reptilian creatures just enter and exit through the main entrance that you came into, but there are no other exits.
Are there any insignia on the goblin band, or is it too like badly?
Ooh, good question. Great question. Spending a long time looking at it, their armor, their clothing is very badly decomposed, but you can see one of them has a ring with what look like 3 black towers, the middle one taller than the flanking 2. And you can actually see this motif on one of the other goblin carving into one of the other goblins' leather armor.
Okay, and then
three black towers with like pointed arrow tops.
We having lived through Darkness Rising, this is not the symbol of Soul Channel.
No, absolutely not. They're not curved; they're straight.
Okay, that's fine. Just making sure.
I mean, it may have.
Yeah.
So of the items that we found that seem to have a magic aura, that would be the long sword, the short bow, and the onyx dagger.
So the onyx dagger is not magic. That's an art item. So you can make. I'll let you make. I'll let you make bardic knowledge check. Let me see what we ruled exactly on. Let me check those forms.
I don't know if we did. It just says you can determine the DC.
That's all it says
in the thing.
Yeah.
So I got a +8.
Okay. Roll away, man.
So I will take up the sword, heft it, hold it up to the light, and just see if anything strikes Edwin's fancy. All right, solid. It is a sword. So far. Okay, well, putting that down as a just besides it just looking obviously magical, everybody he can tell nothing about it. He then takes his short bow and the new short bow and kind of hefts them and looks at them. I mean, his is magical, so maybe that'll help him identify something. He'll take a look. All right, that's better. 18.
He guesses that the short bow is a +2 short bow. It's also composite with a +0 strength bonus.
Well, I guess that's a replacement for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Great item.
I mean, if yeah, I mean, we can figure out how that stacks up against the treasure later on. But if everyone's okay with that, I'll keep the short bow and my primary, and then we have the.
So I'm going to say it takes another hour for you to explore and loot the cave. Ergo, there are only 2 hours left in the adventuring day. So are you guys just going to stay here for the storm?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys are okay with that, I mean, and
Yeah.
while he is praying, I mean, Cledwin will also, feeling kind of a quickening in his soul, will spend some time really perfecting the first parts of his adventure, his tale, or at least like the first parts of the draft that he'll need some more, some serious downtime to perfect once he finds a place to work.
You may level all of the characters to 6. As you wait out the storm, you can hear the wind howling outside and the dust scouring the entrance to the cave. But you are unaffected.
All right. So we can keep logging on,
You
or
want to
we
keep going for a bit?
we can do like just some administrative stuff. Like
I'm down to keep going
for a bit more.
We won't start another battle, but
Then
we
Well,
can.
I can roll up for maybe like knowledge nature on the any new fungus stuff. I can gather food and water.
Yeah. If you want to make so this cavern, Mike, can support. Oh, I mean, you can go fucking hog wild with survival checks in the main cavern. I'll let you make. If you stay here for a full day, I'll let you make. You can make 12 checks.
12. Yeah.
You can make 12 checks. There's so much fungus in the main cavern. I don't know what it's going to do to you psychologically to eat the fungus drawn from the creature droppings, but it's probably time to find out.
All right. So
That's a big boy.
For Hane? Or for Cledwin?
Yeah, because I mean he gets a base attack bonus and his.
oh, look at that! It's terrible rolls.
Pretty respectable.
All right.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Check it out. 3.
Hey,
So
it's basically average.
yeah, well I get a +2, so that's 5 hit points.
So I'm sorry, Mike. You can make 12 checks on the land, 6 more checks in the water.
6 in the water?
Or no, we'll do 9 in the water. 12 on the land, 9 in the water. So a total of 21 checks. So now you will probably finally be well set up for food.
I'm rolling some really bad ones.
Just got a new bid on my Mornfang cavalry box.
Oh, the extra ones you're selling, very nice.
Mornfang and Nogbars.
Nice.
Or an Iron Blast. Okay, so that's saves one up. Hey, this is looking good.
A lot of single digits. All right.
Gotta get an second level spell. That's big.
That is big.
2.
Skills. So, bluff. Diplomacy. Jesus Christ. 22. Right now against humans and 20 against other folk.
Pretty beautiful thing.
Gather information. Hard to say. I don't know if that would go up. I don't know if there's any way to train it.
I mean, you can definitely, having trained a lot in the city, you can definitely keep putting points in it, like mechanic. I don't know if you would want to, but I'm certainly not saying you can't.
No, we're down to.
All right, let's do math. All right, it adds up to 111.
All right.
So 111 days of food.
How much food, man?
111 that I got.
So you're definitely gonna reach a new level. Learning how to, cut and prepare the fungi. Can you dry it for travel? You can, right?
I believe so, but I don't know. We might need to maybe if I take it and leave it out in the desert heat, it might dry enough of it that we won't really have to worry about it versus salting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't so you can just dry it in the heat. So you don't have to on the 5th. So first of all, are you guys gonna set back out again on the 6th, the windy day? And one day.
I believe so.
Okay. So if you guys are gonna set back out on the 6th, right? So your food stores drop in the cave from 47 to 43, and then from 43 to 39, and then he gathers 111 pounds of food. So that goes up to 40, and then plus, so you're up to 150 food.
All right.
And the water stays constant the day you're in the cave because you can just drink from the springs. But the day you leave, it goes down to 50 from 78.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely I think our barrels are already full. It's really just the water skins. Yeah, because we have 3 barrels full of water, and then our water skins we'll just use and refill as we go.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are now doing like pretty solid on food and water. Like I feel like you've really kind of mastered this. See, are you leveling up?
I'm almost done. So, question now: if I want to add multiple skill points to a single skill, how?
I mean, you can. What do you?
Because I started taking
right?
concentration and use magic device.
And you already like trained with those and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, as long as you don't go over the max ranks.
Yeah, I've done that before with hardness. You just put whatever points you need to, as long as it doesn't mess up with the cap. Now, if it was a completely new skill, there might be some training required. I don't know what the.
Yeah, you have to get like trained or whatever, but yeah.
Well, actually, if that's the case, then I wouldn't be able to take the point in magic device. Should I?
Yes.
So, I mean, all that means is my concentration will go up. So I'll go 5 points.
So are we gonna leave a hands leveling up to you do this?
No, you can level them up, man.
Okay.
I'll tell you if you
I don't know
donate.
if there was like an already like established path for him.
I mean, generally speaking, he wants to finish out the mounted combat feat tree. He probably wouldn't take any new skills. He's not really a skill-heavy character.
He would take new ones. I mean, he would.
Yeah, he'd probably just level up the ones he's already got.
Yeah, probably get like concentration, heal, and ride. If those are the 3 you can do, then you probably just go up by 1 each.
He gets a +1.
I'll be already.
You have to calculate his hit points.
I can do it real quick. So what's his
5d10 + 5, so now it's 6d10 + 5.
5d? It's 5d10 + 5
right now. So now it goes to 6d10 + 6.
6d10 + 6. Okay, so 5.5 times 5 plus 6 plus 10 at first level, so 43 hit points, right?
Yeah.
5.5 average for 5 levels is 27. 10 at first level, and then adding 6. Yeah, so 43. Okay. So right, his attack go up by 1. He gets his second attack.
Yeah, this would be good exercise.
This is a good level for him.
Yeah, it is.
All of his saves go up by 1.
Mike departed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Remove disease. It's another level 1 spell. Yo, it's good stuff, man.
Very good. Now, Playman's feet.
That is important. That is important.
I don't think I even have a particular. I mean, improved initiative, negotiator, and skill focused diplomacy. Like, just put him on the path and glory.
That was so good.
That helped a lot with what's it called?
Calvin.
Calvin.
Yeah, that was huge.
But now. Come on back, guys. It's a trap. Should have taken initiative again. Leadership. I want to become the Lord of the Goblin Tribe. Yeah, we can't do that. Point blank shot is safe but unimaginative.
For for Cladwin, duh.
And are we just taking the average for Hain?
You have 43 hit
Yeah,
points.
man. So he's at 43 now.
We did the math.
Yeah.
3.
So he gets some nice stuff this level. This is a solid level for him. This is the first level up, right?
With us, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, with you. So yeah, he gets a second attack, and his attacks go up by 1. Do you want me? Do you want me to edit the document?
No, I can do that right now.
Cool.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of additions that need to be made. So that's. Actually, yeah, because you know this like method a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
Because I'd have to add like different attacks, like the full attacks.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Okay, so let's see. So he gains. No, who's anonymous otter? Is that Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, because this is like okay, you're not like logged in. Okay, yeah. So his so he was at what was he at? He was at +9 as is.
Yeah, I made a few edits, but it was +9.
It was +9. So then it would be +9. The second attack is always at a 5 penalty.
Yeah.
So he's +9 +4 for the lance, and then +8 +3 for the sword, and then
Turn undead is 3rd level.
5 for the javelin. So, oh, I did it wrong. So that only goes up in the full attack. So he's so +9 +4 for the lance, +8 +3 for the sword, and +5. 5 range for the javelin. Okay. So he has Mike changed the hit points. Now he's 60, 10 +6. All of his saves go up by 1, so fortitude is 8. Reflex is 3. Will is 6. He gets remove disease once a week under special attacks. Remove disease once a week. He gets a second paladin spell. What do you want to have him prepare for the records? Endure elements again?
Probably for now, endure elements.
All right.
I mean, for tomorrow, it can be whatever. But like for our adventuring day, I think
Okay.
the 3 of us can have it going.
And then he gets no ability score, no feats, but he does all of his skills go up 2 plus intelligence. So yeah, each of his skills go up by 1. So concentration goes to 10, heal goes to 11, and ride goes to 8. So let's see if any math changes. Smite Evil, charisma bonus. So his damage goes up for the Smite Evil. Deals 6 extra points of damage. Turn Undead.
I edited that.
Already got that. Beautiful. Aura of Curse. courage doesn't change. Detect evil doesn't change. Divine grace doesn't change. Divine health doesn't change. Empathic link doesn't change. Does his paladin mount power up? No. Lay on hands. That changes, right? Lay on hands is level based, isn't it? Paladin level times charisma bonus.
Yeah, it goes up.
So 6 times 2 is 12. All right, not all that much, but getting there. Share spells were good. All right, he's looking pretty good. Paladin level 6. CR 10 for 6 feet. AC, space attack 6. Grapple was 8.
Ward 6.
Would you take?
I don't know.
Still weighing the options.
So bards are sort of uniquely not a particularly feat-heavy class.
Yeah, that's true.
Within core, the fucking amount of ridiculous sculpt bardic music and
Yeah,
like endless harmonics. It's not what I'm looking for.
Last ones,
Yeah,
last
indeed.
rights.
That's all. I'll have to think about it. I might end up just taking one of the saving throw bonuses, actually. Like, I mean, he's been dealing with some pretty serious, like, physical trauma.
Yeah.
Probably take a boost in his fortitude save.
Great fortitude.
Yeah.
I'll serve him pretty well for the rest of the. For the desert too. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's thinking about it. It's sort of a, rather than, like, trying to make him the best bard he can be, it's sort of just a product of his environment.
Yeah, I mean, for feats for a hand, Spirited Charge seems like it's the best one to get, but where we are right now, he just can't charge.
He could charge outside though.
Yeah,
Oh, in the stand?
I mean, it depends on the terrain. I mean, it's a pretty serious ability. I mean, he's already at Spirited Charge.
What do you mean?
Because he's already that far up the mounted combat tree?
Yeah, I mean, he's got mounted combat and ride by attack and has 1 rank in ride.
All right.
So,
I mean, it's a pretty potent ability there.
yeah, the only other one that he could possibly use that's in that tree is Trample. But I don't know if that's going to be as useful.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, you could take it. Spirited Charge would be pretty poetic, and then you could start working on other stuff. Does he have weapon focus?
Weapon focus spear.
Does that apply to lance and everything?
Yeah, I believe that's the reasoning behind it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could do Spirited Charge. Take.
It really seems like the best one to take, even if you can't do it indoors.
Spirited Charge, Power Attack. Graham was all fucking out of whack with his mounted combat tree. I took Leadership, and then I took. You had
Yeah.
Tower Shield. That was crucial, though.
Oh, that was.
No one see Paladin bearing down on you with the last bulwark.
Or the Will Adamant, for that matter.
End of the line.
So, do we want to roll out some of the journey? See how far you guys can travel?
Sure. Yeah.
You want to sleep on the feet, or you want to take fortitude? Mike, are you still there?
Yep, I'm just.
Oh, sorry, your window was closed.
Let's sleep on it if that's.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So then you guys want to resume your journeying on the 6th, right?
Yeah, since the wind only affects range.
Yeah,
lands.
so it's you can hear the wind whistling through the rock ridges, scattering bits of scree and pebbles in the chalk. But other than that, the howling of the wind reminds you of loneliness. This is a lonely land. And a Hane sort of wonders, somewhat darkly, if the savage peoples, populations in the Waste, have reached the point in their demographic cycles when they're dramatically overpopulated and their caves and warrens are bursting with them. He says, "Where are they? We should have run into more of them by now. Only one goblin warband."
And we didn't question them about their movements, really. I mean, it was a pretty chaotic time.
Grant was, you were not in really much of a position to dictate terms. Yeah. So, when on the 6th, Alfganar uncharacteristically responds to intra-party conversation, and he says, "I'm sure we'll find out soon enough."
Has he ever seen that 3 tower symbol?
Yes. It is one of the 4 major goblin tribes in the the area of the Outer Badlands to which you are heading to get to Gethar.
Okay.
So on the 6th, do you guys want to begin journeying?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do my predict weather thing. I just rolled for it. I got it 26. So I can go the windy day and 2 days beyond.
Isn't it? Oh, because you're checking on the 5th.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it on the day that we leave.
Well, but isn't it? If you check on the day that you leave, isn't it then the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th? It's the next day, right?
It predicts for the next 24 hours. So technically,
okay.
So you're able to predict for like everything from now until 24 hours from now, and then so every 5 beyond is another day.
Right. Okay. So,
I would probably do that at the end of the day. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Pelham realizes that the 7th, so he already knows the 6th, the 7th will be hot and calm, and then the 8th will be hot and calm. So if you want to just notate that.
Yeah, I've noted it. So 6, 7, 8 we know, and yeah, so.
So on the morning of the 6th, do you guys want to cast spells for your overland travel?
Indeed.
Yeah. Now, since Ahane is level 6, he probably gets more of a bonus to resisting the magic checks, right?
His caster level is half his level, right? Half his
level? From 2 to 3.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it's still 6 to cast it, and then as you travel each hour, so hour 1, it's 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But he adds 3 to his check instead of 2.
Okay.
So you can
roll for when it goes.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So
till you fail, go for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna do probably Cledwin. Probably be the best to do first.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 6 to cast.
All right. So that's rolled a 20 on that. So that's good. So it goes through. So first hour is good. So 7.
So at the end of the first hour is 7.
I rolled a 6.
All right. So he only gets 1 hour out of it.
Yeah.
All right. So then he wants to cast it on who else?
Or
do you want to save it as backup in case the first one fizzles? I mean, obviously you don't know that his is going to fizzle in the first hour.
Right. I mean, it probably would be a good idea, especially since we know that Cledwin's going to be the hardest pressed.
Okay.
These things. So he can save it, and then Kellum would probably do it either on himself or Alfganar.
Okay. So you want to make
the Hane's now higher fortitude, right?
Yeah, Alfnar's beefy.
Yeah, Alfganar would urge Alfganar.
Oh yeah, because Alfganar is also level 6, so yeah, he'll do it on himself.
He grunts and he says, "You take the magic."
All right, so 1 hour for Kellum, 2 hours, 3 hours. Wait, so 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9.
At the end of the so if you check for cast and then hour 1, hour 2, hour 3. So what hour are you on now?
I'm on the 4th hour.
Okay, so you made this is your 4th check.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's 9.
9. 12, 5.
Yeah, so then it was 10, and then the next one is 11.
I rolled an 11, so
It's good.
6. So now 12,
12.
17.
And then 13,
Rolled a 19.
and then last hour is 14.
Rolled a 4. Okay, so all but the last hour. I think that's the furthest we've gone with the.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
That's pretty serious. And yeah, well, and the way we're working, that means he loses it at the end of the 8th hour, so he doesn't have to check at all that day, because the sun. Then you make camp and rest.
Right.
Unless you're still fucking around on the surface, he won't have to check. So, if you guys want to start checking, so if you just look, you might want to. I find it visually helpful just to see. So, hour 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have to
we've been doing
the WC. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm rolling for a hand. So it starts at 15?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so a hand. 8. God damn it, rolled a 1.
Well, there you go.
How's you're fine. Is Alfganar? Because if he's the only one that isn't having to.
Yeah. Alfnar, I rolled a 19.
Okay, so on the first hour, everyone but Hane is good.
Right.
But Hane would probably want to push on.
Yeah.
Especially since he's the only one, and he would probably cast the second one on you.
On me?
Well, since it fizzled at the end of the first hour.
Yeah, but if the Hane becomes exhausted.
Well, we would just have to wait it out.
Okay.
For the hour.
Right. Okay, then yeah, you can cast it on me again.
All right, so it's 6 and then plus 3. Rolled a natural 20, so you're good for the first hour. So this is 7. Good. 8. 9. Rolled an 8 with 3, so you're good with the 4th hour. That was a 10. You're good there. 11. You're good there. That's 6. And then I think last one, and then we're good. So that's 17. So yeah, you're good for the rest of the day too.
Okay.
So really, Hane's the only one that we may need to stop for, and if Alfganar is affected by it.
Right. So second round for Alfganar. Roll a 1. There we go.
All right, so we can try and find refuge after the second hour.
Yeah.
Because then we just need to wait 1 hour, and then we can start again.
Sounds good to me.
All Well, we'll
So
have
it's kind of cave, a likely spot. I think, before we dive into that, we can just say we're going to look for one and then call it a.
yeah, because there may be a battle.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really good. We rarely get a full day of these endure elements.
Yep. Hopefully we can move a little bit farther.
If both of us can stop rolling ones on the Hain and Alpha, I think it'll go a long way.
Be cool to see what that longsword is for a Hain.
Yeah, I've no idea. I mean, he's already got a +1 longsword. So I'm not sure exactly.
I'm fairly certain that's a +2.
Well, I thought that. Well, I mean, it might be. I don't know if we'd get 2 +2s.
Never do know. Here's hoping. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do for that feat. I think it'll probably be. I can either totally beef up my reflex save even higher.
Yeah.
And like always pass that. Or shore up my fortitude.
So it's definitely going to be one of the 3 saves.
Probably. I mean, I could start going like the bow route, but I don't know. Like if I'd have to start taking like point blank shot, and then I wouldn't be able to take too many more bow feats. And even then, like it's nice having a character like Pledwin who can have his hands free to like hold light sources and
that is very helpful.
to do something.
Well, especially in the darkened areas, if we get something that can.
And cast spells. Like if I'm shooting a bow, I have to put it down to cast a spell.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna probably just, and I can take like other skill focuses, but I don't see. I already maxed out diplomacy.
Yeah, diplomacy was massive. Being able to.
I'm at +22 right now.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
Very nasty.
I took improved initiative. I mean, I guess I could take dodge for just the +1 armor.
It could be helpful. Any little thing can help.
I guess it'd probably be better to have a higher saving throw though, because I'm gonna get hit.
All right. What happened?
So first hour Hain became fatigued. Second hour Alfganar became fatigued. The second hour tell him recast.
No, a Hain recast. Your element.
Yeah, we recast into your elements, and then we rolled, and Cledwin has it for the rest of the day.
Okay, so you did not cast the second cast at the very beginning. Okay.
So what we're gonna do now that they're both fatigued is find a likely cave to rest until they can stroke.
Okay, so you got in 2 hours of traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, I was curious. Like in that cave with all those goblins, is there a chance that there was a stray buckler that Cledwin might be able to hold on to? Since
yes, absolutely. One of the goblins absolutely had a buckler.
So you can become our melee bard with a club and shield.
It's just some free armor.
So we can stop there. What's up with this Saturday?
I mean, I'm down to play. Like I said, I have a meeting at 9 in the morning, and then I should be home by like 11. So if you wanted to play in Summit, we could.
Right. You said Summit would work better.
Yeah, just because I'm going to be
Okay.
in Union, which is like 10 minutes away.
Okay.
From Summit, so
I would love to play on Saturday.
Yeah, me too. I would as well.
And Saturday works great for me too. by then, Austin will probably be up in the Northlands with New Jersey.
Okay, great.
Oh, very nice.
Then I mean, we could you know, schedule like a tentative start time at noon, and that way
Yeah,
we can,
that sounds
we could pick
sounds
up.
great.
Like, I'll be home before that. We can get set up. We could probably get some lunch or something, and then launch into it from noon till whenever.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
Oh, Mike.
Yep.
I don't know if I told you, but I ordered some like Warhammer gaming mats
Oh yeah.
from.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's
We were mentioning about that. The ones that like are like this, but have like the design of like grass and stuff.
yeah. So there's 6 foot by 4 feet, and it's actually like it's like a mouse pad. So it's vinyl on top, and then it's got that like rubber on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Roll up nicely, and then I actually picked up. See this thing? The grid.
Oh yeah.
So I picked up it was called the Geomat. It's a 6 foot by 4 foot, same size as the other ones, but it's transparent and it has a grid on it. So now we can basically have like a grassy field to play on.
That's great. And you might be able to get some. I don't know would you like glue the grid on there or just put it on?
Yeah, you can roll it too, but what's neat is so between the grass, or I also got a barren wasteland one,
Oh, you can
so
move it.
it's perfect for. But what we can do is in between the transparency and the mat, we can put cutouts of like the interior of houses or the interior of caves, so our characters can actually like walk on them.
I like
and then
that.
we can put terrain on top of the whole thing, so like you can basically like remove the Grail Chapel and have your character like see a floor plan in the inside.
I like that a lot.
And then I picked up like a very large D20. So I'm gonna use that as the like turn counter just to keep track of.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
What round we're on?
Yeah, we're finally reaching like the master phase.
Yeah, I went a little overboard. I picked up a easel whiteboard. So like so we have like a whiteboard that we can stand up and write down like all the buffs that are up so we don't forget. And
like initiative orders and
yeah, everything just so it's right there.
Yeah, when we were playing with Jesse and having that like whiteboard with when we were writing all of our initiatives down on it, that made things so much easier.
That was great.
This will be like a stationary kind of.
So I was thinking today. I know it's not rational, and I'm like a sucker for still like dreaming, but I just like want Jesse to come back to D&D.
I know. I don't know like how you can leave it behind, man.
Yeah.
Once you've had a taste, there's no coming back.
Well, that was a phenomenal session. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I think that will be the point of critical mass.
Yeah, Mike, what's your experience at now?
I wrote this down before.